First, I want to thank Dr. Marie-Lémy and Yules Anderson for the invitation to present. I want to dedicate this presentation to Abderraya Toya, Cécile Fatima, Catherine Flon, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Toussaint Louverture, Macandal, Dulcie Bookman, and all the great ancestors without whom all of us would not be here in this moment. I also want to thank my parents who gave me the opportunity to attend and graduate from the United Nations International School, as I've come full circle to be able to present at the United Nations 27 years later. And being able to go to the United Nations School gave me the opportunity to really meet people from all over the world. And I was able to see that we all have the same stories. And so it's an honor to be able to present on behalf of Haiti to offer solutions that could really help the world. I ask that everyone be present in this experience, be an active participant, pay attention to what comes up for you as you're listening, take some notes. Marcel and I's intention is that you come away with 2 action items at the end of this presentation. We will take questions at the end. You can write them in the chat, and at the end of the presentation, we'll go back in the chat and we'll read them. And if we're not able to answer your questions, we will have our contact information at the end. Haiti, aka Haiti Chérie, La Perle des Antilles, is a paradise island in the Caribbean, filled with magical waterfalls, lush trees, rich soil, and abundance of mountains, which is where the name Haiti came from. It's a country that can self-sustain all Haitians. Haitians are known to be a loving, intelligent, community-oriented, powerful, and potent people who come in all colors. Haitian cultural heritage combines the wisdom and practices of West and Central Africans, as well as the Taino Indians, who lived and breathed freedom and liberation. As Dr. Baino Bello says it, Haitians are attached to the planetary family because of this cultural heritage. This combination is where we get our resilience from against oppression. It's in our blood to be free and liberated. So much so that our legacy is liberté ou la mort, meaning liberty or death. Our ancestors were so relentless in preserving this liberation that the French colonizers had to change their tactics of oppression from physical to psychological. It's this resiliency with the backing of their spirituality that drove our ancestors to be freedom fighters, making them the first nation to abolish slavery, stop the transatlantic slave trade, and become the first Black republic in the world. It also became the second independent country in the Western Hemisphere. Our ancestors also knew that it wasn't enough for us to be free, but to ensure that everyone is free around the world. While it's physically an island, the Haitian diaspora spreads everywhere throughout the world, and in that sense, Haiti is a global empire. We all have fond memories of Haiti, childhood memories, eating fresh fruit from the trees, eating from the bakery, the community gatherings, the parades, carnival, the tambour, the drums, everyone in the neighborhood knowing each other, taking care of each other like their own. So why would anyone want to leave such a paradise? Well, we didn't have a choice. We were forced to migrate. Our intention was always to return. We were all homesick for Haiti. Yet we find ourselves generations later, descendants of the diaspora, still living abroad. And so the diaspora exists because every time we're at the peak of prospering, our safety, our resources, and society are destabilized by foreign nations. And with every occupation, another wave of migration occurs, and this displaces us and fragments our nation. There was one migration that was facilitated by UNESCO that helped Haitians return back to their native land in Zaire, which is current-day Congo. My aunt was actually a part of that migration. But with every wave of Haitians being forced to migrate our beloved Haiti, we find ourselves replaced by missionaries, foreign aids, and NGOs. So what's preventing Haiti from prospering? While it seems complicated, it's simple. Our challenges can be put into two categories. There's external factors and internal factors. And in order to address the external factors, we must work on the internal factors first. And so here I have listed the external factors. Haiti is the most overexploited country in the Western Hemisphere by colonial nations. And we in turn have ingested the colonial poison within us, which makes the internal factors. The colonial formula to prevent a nation from progressing is the same around the world. Create a problem, then pretend to offer a solution at a price. These colonial systems are not sustainable and simply do not work for our culture. And we can see this by the level of poverty, food insecurity, and war, which doesn't match the richness of our people and the richness of our sacred land. So these are the factors that I've listed here that impact us as individuals and as a nation. You'll see that we have this intentional interference at every time that we are prospering in all sectors of our society. We have forced foreign systems with complicated paperwork, oppressive terms, and oppressive conditions. And then the approach to all these factors is with a savior complex. We have deceitful humanitarian aid, which looks like missionary work, international adoptions, disaster relief, excuse me. We see these exploitative organizations, these non-government organizations called NGOs. And I don't know if many of you know this, but Haiti is known to be the Republic of NGOs. It's got more than 10,000 NGOs. That does not match the size of the country. And it puts us at the top 5 countries in the world with the most number of NGOs. And then in addition to this, we have these predatory banking systems externally, which prevent us from financially thriving. Okay, so we're going over the internal factors. So the internal factors are what affects us as Haitians and within the diaspora, how we show up. And so we're looking at the ways that colonialism, it has been ingested in us. And it looks like colorism, where we trust people who are more light-skinned than have darker complexion. We see it in class, where we find that people who are of a certain who have a certain profession or career, we deem them as more worthy than someone who's not educated. Social status, brain drain. And so this idea of when so many Haitians migrated also takes the skilled people who make a culture, a society. But at the same time, we have to understand that the only difference between the people on either side of the brain drain is the fact that one person has had the opportunity to get formal education and the other has not. And so then collectively, we're seeing that there's a lack of perspective. We're seeing that the locals at home are unable to understand our plight as those in the diaspora. In the diaspora, we are unable to understand the perspective or trust the perspective of locals back home because we think that we know better. We think that once we've gotten this formal education, we are the ones who should say what's going on. And ultimately, this creates a lack of trust between both internal and the diaspora at large. And what ends up happening then is that we have a variety of Haitians doing well-meaning projects and organizations, but we're creating them by ourselves and we're creating them in silos. This over here is the image of the Neg Maon. He reminds us that no one is coming to save us. We have to save ourselves. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. And so it's important for us that we create new systems, new ways of governing, new ways of engaging each other that are rooted in our nation's founding ancestral principles of liberté, liberation, prosperity, and sovereignty, so that we can advance Haiti's future development. And this is where the 11th department comes in. So as you can see in this image over here, Haiti is organized into 10 departments. We, the diaspora, are considered the 11th department. We are also Haiti. We Haitians are the solution. And so the 11th department was birthed out of this need. It is a virtual platform that's available to unite, collaborate, and take action with real-world solutions for the future of Haitians. As Marcel will explain in more detail, it's a bridge also to unite the locals and the fragmented diaspora, creating both short-term and long-term solutions as we fade out these failing, outdated colonial systems. So the 11th department is a key to Haiti's future. We can't continue these cycles of doing the same approach, mindset, systems anymore. Haiti only being highlighted in the media to respond to outrageous insults and racism. And so we're responsible for reclaiming and leading our narrative. We're being called to be more intentional and conscious about how we're showing up in the world and how we are each ambassadors and representatives of Haiti. And so it's our turn to answer the call of our ancestors, and we are the answers to finish the work that they started. And so we have to think, act, and do differently to move Haiti forward in a new future. Our ancestors didn't get us this far to only get us this far. We are descendants of the original world freedom fighters. There is no other nation in the world who has fought for and protected the rights of freedom and liberation than Haiti. Ask the Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Brazil, even the United States, Greece, Poland, and Colombia, and they will tell you their appreciation for the role that our ancestors played in their liberation. We are the leaders of liberation, and we need to act accordingly. The 11th department is guided by our core ancestral principles of our culture. The first one being l'union fait la force, meaning our strength is in our unity. This is so much so that our ancestors put this saying on our flag, and it used to even be on our passport. And this is a deeply rooted principle, because even in Benin, you find this principle in this image over here. There are sculptures everywhere in Benin that show you this image of everyone coming together, which also relates to another Haitian principle, Empilme Chai Palou, which is again something that the 11th department is founded on. Empilme Chai Palou means with a lot of hands, the load is light. And what that really means is that what seems impossible is actually possible when everybody works together. This symbol over here is this huge container that has 1,000 holes in it, and it contains the water of life. And what this symbol is saying is that when everyone comes together, they can hold this water container and not a single drop will be released. The third principle that the 11th department holds dearly is this concept of potomitan. Potomitan is the pillar, the center of the community, and it's usually to reflect the woman. The potomitan has cultural and spiritual significance. The state of a society is dictated by the condition of a woman. And so in this case, Haiti being our mother, she's calling us to help rebuild her back together. Haiti Chérie is our potomitan. Our rich cultural principles offer sustainable solutions for Haiti's future generation. I want you guys to really take away that Haiti is still on her journey to sovereignty and prosperity. Where she is right now is not her final destination. And so the 11th Department offers a way that we can get Haiti to her destination ensemble, united. The co-founder, Edison Andre, draws a parallel between Haitians and the bamboo. He wrote these core values over here, and I'm going to describe to you the parallel between Haiti and the bamboo. He says the bamboo is the most resilient tree. It doesn't break, it flexes. The life cycle of the bamboo is that it grows quietly underground. Its roots spread horizontally far and wide, just like the Haitian diaspora has spread far and wide throughout the world. And you don't see the bamboo for years. It looks like nothing is growing, but underground, it's growing deep, resilient roots, just like the Haitians migrating and creating communities wherever we go. The bamboo is difficult to eradicate. It cannot be contained, just like Haitians. And when the time is right, the bamboo finally shoots up and grows rapidly. And so right now, our time is now to sprout. And here you can see the other core values of the 11th Department. The conch and the Haitian drum are also significant. As we talked about the bamboo, the conch is sounded it tells you that it's time for us to assemble and to take action and to assemble today and every time thereafter when we are oppressed, confused, or lose our way. And as you saw in the image with the neg marron, he is sounding the conch. The Haitian drum or the tambour, it beats the rhythm of our hearts, the rhythm of freedom that extends from all of us, a sea of people, a nation whose desire to be free rushes shores of all humanity. And so with that, I will pass the microphone over to Marcel to describe the 11th Department.
Well, thank you very much, Rose-Stella, for this very inspiring presentation. You certainly make Haitians proud, and it's very, very, very evident in your presentation. So thank you very much, and thank you for being part of our team. We're very happy to have you. So welcome everybody to the 11th Department. So the 11th Department, we basically are there to connect you globally so that you can share very easily. And then the most important part is really to take action. So that is really what we're trying to create with the 11th Department.org is a global community of Haitians, both in Haiti and around the world. And we will not forget our friends of Haiti, the people who have been with us in this fight. And we are very happy to have everybody join our vision, which is basically to turn the page on Haiti. So now, what is the 11th Department? The easiest way to understand it is that it is both a platform and an organization. Let me stop real quick. Rose-Stella, you have your hand up for some reason. Do you want to add something? Oh, okay. Thank you very much. So as a platform, think of it as an enhanced information system that has all the productivity tools that you need to achieve your goals. It has a social network backend that will connect Haitians and friends of Haiti globally, just like you do on Facebook or LinkedIn right now. It will be available in English, French, Creole, and Spanish. We started translating the content in French, so it's a work in progress. And the most important thing about the platform, it's transparent, which is what we in the community talk about a lot, that we need to have transparency. And it's democratic because everybody has a voice. As long as you want to participate, and you can participate actively or passively, and your voice will count because of the way the platform is structured. And it's inclusive. There's no more this class structure anyone can join and participate at any level that they wish. So, which is the beautiful thing, because all this leads to accountability. Now, as an organization, which is also called the 11th Department, we just focus on managing the platform for the global community. And we promote the projects that the global community has selected and approved to work on together. We work in partnerships with everyone, whether you are an individual, a business, an NGO, or government official, as long as you're there to help us achieve our goals, and everybody's welcome. But what is the 11th Department in terms of the actual technology? I just wanted to give you an idea of the scope of work that we're doing here. When you look at the 11th Department, it's composed of basically 37 social network websites. There's 258 modules that drives every aspect of what we do on the platform, such as when you want to upload your photos and share videos, upload documents, run a petition, send messaging, process payments, run your events, etc. There are 37 databases that within these 37 databases, there's a total of 3,600 plus tables. So think of it as you have an Excel spreadsheet, you open a new Excel spreadsheet, and then you start adding new tabs. So think of 3,600 tabs, for example. You have payment systems, you have communication systems, security monitoring included, and then Google services, for example, where we can tap into YouTube, Google Drive, etc., and other services to track analytics and the like. And of course, we have the server hardware that works together with all the modules and all the software for things to work seamlessly. And then, of course, there's maintenance as part of that. Now, if you are trying to do this, the development costs would probably run you between $3 and $10 million. And this is if you're doing it in the US, but even if you're doing it overseas, it's an extensive project. But this is an idea that started way back in '94, but became a little bit more as a reality after the earthquake when we launched the first 11thdepartment.com platform, which is now 11thdepartment.org. So now why the 11th Department platform? As Rose-Stella showed earlier, that we are a community that is dispersed around the globe. So which means that we do need a way to connect. So we can share what we're doing in each community and take actions as an organized global community. And the projects that we're going to work on, they must be sustainable if we're going to advance Haiti's future development. It promotes togetherness and collaboration on a global level. It strengthens our culture and future impact on Haiti and our global community. But also we need influence. We need influence both this domestic and international so that we can have economic and potential power. But also it's to shape and guide our future and the future generations of Haiti. So together, we advance Haiti's future position and image around the world. The mission of the 11th Department is moving Haiti forward one project at a time, very simple. And this vision is a temporary vision because this is something that just came out of this presentation. It is not final, but I like to think of it as we're leading Haiti to a liberated future. Now, how does the 11th Department work? So there are four main areas to understand when you are on the platform. So you have the main platform, so which is where you register and you're connected to the global community. And then you can choose how you participate based on the membership level that you choose. You have 14 sector groups. This is where the global community will basically join the areas that they're interested in. If you're interested in healthcare, in education, in sports, in culture, etc., so you can come together with your peers and discuss the challenges, what are the problems, and then for everybody to have an opportunity to share their ideas and then debate and discuss those ideas. And I use the word debate because it is going to be a debate. because everybody's going to be fighting for their ideas to reach the top. But it has to be a constructive process. But at the end of the day, everybody gets to vote so that we can choose the best solutions that we're going to work on together. There are 18 communities that is divided into 8 regions based on where you're living geographically. So for example, you have the USA region, you have the Canada region, you have Caribbean, Latin America. We haven't forgotten anyone. And Haiti's 10 departments is also included. So these are really the social communities where we can share local activities and then share general information. But the actual work takes place in the sectors. The best part that was added after a small focus group is this idea of the nonprofit ecosystems, because each of us probably, at least many of us, are part of a nonprofit organization. So our actions are either individual actions or they are part of the organization we're with. So the ecosystem offers nonprofit organizations a way to not only use the technology and all the tools that we have on the main platform for their own activities with their community, but at the same time, they're able to share with the global community with very little effort. So as I mentioned, the main platform, we have these 3 pillars: connect, share, act. And with the sector groups, as I mentioned, this is where we discuss the problems, the ideas, and when we debate them and we vote and we arrive at solutions. So we start with the challenges, we discuss the ideas, and we have conversations of them, we vote, and then the solutions. And what that does for us is that we get to address all 17 Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, but for us, they have to be culturally appropriate for the future of Haiti. But at the end of all this process is that we get to fund these projects ourselves, self-funded, no dependency on foreign aid or international interference. This is something we Haitians can do with our friends of Haiti. 18 communities, as I mentioned, 8 regions and 10 departments. And then the nonprofit ecosystem is I think this is the area I'm really most excited about, because it prevents you from working in a silo. For example, this is Haitian Times, and they're alone out there doing very hard work, trying to reach as many Haitians as possible to get their information out, to keep us aware of what's going on. And then you also have all these other organizations doing the same thing. So by adding your organization and plugging yourself into this ecosystem, now you start connecting with the global community. And then you're able to share across the board everything that you're doing seamlessly at a very low cost, for example, and very low effort, because we know that each of these organizations don't necessarily have the capacity in terms of personnel or even money to achieve a lot of the visions that they have. So the benefits for the nonprofits is that you have an independent and private community. You have access to the global community members. You have full control of your system. You can run it whichever way you want. We just provide you all the tools to facilitate what you're doing. And if you are running, let's say, an event, you're doing a conference or whatever, you can actually receive funds directly to your organization. It doesn't go to the 11th department. So this is another way where you can leverage all the systems that are on the platform. And there's much more. So initiatives we can work on together, as an example, is that if we're doing a summit, you can see now working together what kind of summit this would be year to year. And if we're doing a Congress for Haitians and Friends of Haiti, and if you're not familiar with the Work and Travel program, look it up. It's a State Department program that allows college students to come to the US to work during the summer months while having a cultural experience being here in the US. It's an incredible program. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the necessary support that it deserves, and there are some problems with it, which I won't get into. But this is a program that could allow Haitian college students to come to the US to work during the summer. And then if we are a global community, we can support these students while they're here, for example. We will be sharing these slides so that you can have them and go to them later, but I just wanted to share some ideas of what working together can look like. And there are two important projects that we're going to be launching. One of them is an online education platform so that we can tap into the wealth of knowledge and experience that is in the diaspora and in Haiti to provide online courses to students in Haiti at a very low cost, and most of it will be free. But it's also important to create jobs and connect to the world by having people learn English. So that's definitely going to be a course that's provided for free to students in Haiti. The other one is a telemedicine platform that we're going to be developing to connect doctors with their patients and vice versa. And we are very, very, very pleased and fortunate to have with us the Black Emergency Managers Association as a partner to realize our emergency management platform, which is something that existed years ago, unfortunately, could never take off. But we're going to reintroduce it again with the global community so that we are prepared every time there's a crisis or emergency in Haiti. This is a very, very important, basically, it's life or death for us. So take one action today. Just register so that you are part of this global community. And then we'll lead you to the next step. Now, as I mentioned, the 11th Department platform is a work in progress. So there might be areas where you run into a bug, for example, just like you do with all tech platforms that are just launching. And we have a small team working on this right now. So we do need additional help. And we are looking for key team members to join us. But we are already meeting weekly to talk about education, to talk about healthcare, and we'll be meeting in agriculture also. Check out Lakai Pibo, who's doing amazing work in terms of agriculture. And then we'll be talking about sports development and culture. And we'll be working closely with Bloom Haiti because they've been working on music education for years and years. And it's amazing. Even I myself, was not aware of all the programs that they've been doing. So thank you very much for being here. We will take your questions for a few minutes because we are way over time. And I really appreciate you taking the time to be with us this morning, and look forward to having you on the 11th Department to work with everybody that's there and then help us, facilitate that process for you. Thank you very much.